Hello everyone, welcome back. And today we are going to solve the jewel and stone problem given in the second day of the 30-day challenge in LeetCode. So the problem mentions that you have two set of string j and s, and you need to find out that how many stones are stored in the string s and jewels are stored in string j. So you need to find out that how many stones that you have is also a jewel. So that means in here you have the stone a, which is a jewel. You have a stone capital A, which is also a jewel. You have another stone a, which is obviously a jewel. So the answer is 3, right? This problem is case sensitive, and these characters in J should be distinct, so none of them should be matched with each other. Now, the trivial way or the ad hoc solution for this problem can be going through each of the element in string S, right? So you go to the first element, which is A, and then you look for A in all of these characters. So you look for A in the first character, you see that match, okay, so you count 1. Then you go to the next one and again browse through all the elements in here, and when you browse through all the elements you find that okay, first one doesn't match, the second one match, okay, so you add another one with the counter, right? You go to the next element, you browse through all of these elements, and if you find the value, you plus 1. And then if you go to B, you cannot find it, you go to B, you see don't have any B in the jewel, and so on. So this is the ad hoc solution to solve the problem. So as you can see, for each of these character, you need to go through all the characters in this string to figure out that if you have any jewel, right? Okay, so as you can see, the problem with this solution is that it's gonna run for the length of this 1 2 3 4 5 6 cross 2 times, right? And if you see here, the length can be at most 50, so that means if you have a 50 different kind of like if length of j and s is 50, then you have a complexity of 50 squared, right? So this is the n square solution. This problem space might work, but we have a better way to solve this problem. What we can do is like we can use hash set, right? So in hash set gives us the capability to store distinct value only once in the list or in a set, right? So that means for j we could store a and capital A in a hash set, because as you can see in here it says that the characters in j are distinct, and hash set exactly does that. Hash set doesn't allow you to store different, like it does not allow you to store same value in the set, right? So yeah, when we are done storing the value in the hash set, next what we can do is simply go through each of the element, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go to the first element, see if it's in the hash set. Now the benefit is that if we did it with the trivial way, we have to browse through all the elements in this string. But on the contrary, in hash set you can get if get the output with big of 1 complexity. So when you ask that if a is in j, right? So if you look for a in j, it directly finds that value, inside here, right? And it gives you either true or false. So that is only a big of 1 complexity, so that increase our time complexity by big of 1 n, right? So let's solve this problem and see how can we use that with C++. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is create the hash set, which is done by unordered set in C++, and you can call it smaller j. You can go through each of the elements in capital J, which is the jewels, right? And we're just going to store them in the set. Right. Next, we're going to go through each of the element in string s, right? And we're just going to see that if the string the character at s of I, right? So if each of the character in string s, we're just going to go through each of the character and see that if that character is present in the set. So we can do that by doing not equal s dot end. So it's basically iterator which points to the ends, and you see that if the iterator is now pointing at the end, if the iterator is pointing at the end, that means we didn't find the element at all, right? Okay, so if we didn't if this is basically equal to the end, then it didn't find the value. But if it's not the end, that means it got the number, right? So if that is true, we can just simply have a counter which starts with 0, and each time we get that, we can just add +1, and finally we can just return counter. Okay. Yeah, so run the code, and if you submit, you see it's accepted. That's all about it today. If you have any question, let me know, and I will see you tomorrow with the day 3 problem.